Hi besties, my name is Lisetteserrano if this is your first time coming on my channel. And today's video is going to be a sit down video where I am going to discuss some red flags with friends. This video actually goes hand in hand with my previous sit down video where I talked about how to prioritize yourself. So these are some of the red flags that if you see any of them, please don't try and convince yourself that they are green because they are not. They are bright red, girl. And I suggest that you run away like a bull. Before we get started, please make sure that you are subscribed to this account and that you have post notifications on for this account, which will be right down below. And you can also follow me on Instagram at lisetteserrano, Twitter at lisetteserrano, and also TikTok at bratzbimbo. So the first red flag is something that's not super obvious, and this is something that I definitely brushed off and brushed away a lot throughout high school. Banter being used as any form of humiliation or embarrassment or just outright bullying, honestly. I feel like often we don't talk about banter being a red flag with people because it's like, oh, like I'm just joshing you, like we're just joking around. But it doesn't really feel like a joke because sometimes those jokes like hurt and they're used as a tactic to manipulate you into thinking that you're not being treated poorly at all and that it's all in your head. And it's like, no, it's not. Like you're literally getting bullied. People in high school used to do this to me all the time where they would like call me stupid, or they would just be like, you don't know anything, like girl, like you're so dumb, like what are you talking about? Anything along that realm. And honestly, I feel like that shaped a lot of my high school experience because I was going through high school thinking that I was the dumbest person in the room. And then I think it affected me a lot when I got to college because when I actually knew so much stuff and I had all of this amazing knowledge and I could have in-depth conversations about very specific topics, I was very like overwhelmed by how much I knew because in high school I thought I didn't know anything about anything because of this banter. People saying you can't dance, you can't sing, and honestly it just goes back to jealousy. Like when people are bantering, they're really just trying to release something within themselves, some sort of anger or rage, and they're trying to let it out on you so that they don't have to feel vulnerable or hurt or like deal with any of their problems. So whenever someone is humiliating you, a lot of the time it is not really about you. It's just that you appear like more elevated or whatever to them, or more talented or better, like you have something that they want. And it's not really because you actually are dumb or like you actually are not talented. It's literally they just wish that they were like that. And like I didn't want to think that people were jealous of me growing up because I was like, no, like that's so cocky. And it's not cocky. It's like if they're jealous, they're jealous. Like sometimes you got more going for you than you think. And that is not to say to fight fire with fire. I don't recommend that. And y'all are going to notice this a lot when I am doing these sit down videos. I literally would like believe these truths about myself, which is why it goes to show you that these are red flags. You don't want people around you that are so insecure that they have to tear you down, because this is gonna lead me into my next point. If your friends are not proud of your successes, bye. Like, I'm sorry. It's really just that plain and simple. You're either proud or you're not. It does not mean that everyone has to be like up your butt every second of the day, praising you and applauding you simply for being you. However, if you get like a huge accomplishment or something, like it would be nice to have the people in your life that you care about, you know, like say, I'm proud of you. Like I saw you, like I'm so proud that you did this. And like, yes, girl, do the damn thing. If you notice that your friends are telling you things like, oh, you're such a show off, like stop. And people have actually said that to me before that I used to be friends with, and I'm so shocked that I didn't see it as a red flag. Actually, not really, because I was like obviously 17 when I would see all of this happen. I remember when I got into NYU, like it was just like I didn't want the whole world to be like, wow, yes girl, purr. But I noticed when people just like never said congrats once, or like would always make faces if I talked about my acceptance, which like honestly I kind of did talk about it a lot, not all the time at every second of the day, but like, you know, I would bring it up occasionally because this was something that I was really proud of doing, and I'm allowed to be proud, you know? That's one thing to know. Good friends are not going to make you feel bad for being proud about yourself or proud of your accomplishments. And if they are, then they're toxic. And it's a red flag because if they don't want to see you succeed, that means they want to see you fail. And you don't want people in your life that want to see you fail, because they're just going to consistently send you that negative energy. And ooh, ew, no. The right people are going to show up for you, and they're gonna praise you just the right amount, and they're gonna be so happy that you are successful and living your life, and they're not gonna make you feel bad because you're happy. Like that, it sounds so obvious when I say it, like, wow, you shouldn't really hang out with people that are mad to see you happy, but it really is easier said than done, because they present these things as like banter, like don't show off, and like you assume that they're just like bantering. Red flag. Ew, you don't need that energy. And if there's people in your life, if you notice that this is like most of the people in your life and it's like a friend group, then bestie, I hate to tell you, but they're trying to corner you. They're trying to corner you so that you can fail. They don't want to see you succeed. You can't keep people in your life that don't want to see you succeed, because then you have so many people in your life that are close to you praying for your downfall. Like, people always say keep your friends close and your enemies closer. You hear that all the time. Don't be naive and assume that the people around you are just close to you because they love you. No. If they're doing these red flags, then they might see you as an enemy. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you. This next one, oh my God. I have met so many people that say this all the time, and it's so bizarre, and I stay away from people that say this because we're just gonna explain. I'm just honest. I'm just really bold with people. I don't like to hide my opinions. Like, I just am so bold and honest, and like that's who I am. That translates to I am unapologetically a bully. I am unapologetically a mean person. The idea of tough love, I'm sorry, it's kind of bullshit. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Because the right people are gonna be tough with you, but they're not gonna be mean to you. There's a difference between being tough and mean, which is why when people say that they're bold and like honest, it's really just means like they kind of want to use you as a punching bag if they're upset or having a bad day. And how you know it's cap and how you know it's a red flag is because the people that are actually honest and like bold in your life are not going to constantly remind you that they're honest and bold. Because I feel like when people say that, they're trying to be like, oh, like, you see, I'm not being mean, I'm just honest, I'm just bold, like it's a part of my personality, so you can't really get mad at me because then you're just telling me that you hate my personality. And honestly, that's how people like that are able to gaslight you, because they convince you that this is literally who they are and that you're the crazy one. Don't surround yourself with people that are constantly telling you that. It's such a red flag. It's so toxic, because if you're watching this and you're someone who genuinely is honest and bold, you know that you're not constantly saying that to people. And you know that about yourself, and like it's a truth about yourself that this is your personality. If it's your personality, people are going to see that through practice and through your actions, which means you're not going to have to explain to people as to why you're so honest and bold. That's how you know it's a lie, because you're constantly explaining. It's like when people lie on TV shows, they put in all of these filler details to let the audience know that the character is lying. Like, it's the same thing here. This is a character, this friend, they are constantly explaining that they're bold and honest. That's how you know it's a lie, because it's like too much explanation, if that makes any sense. My final red flag is people that change the subject when you're ranting about something. Like, that is very obvious if it's a pattern that's consistently happening, because it shows you that the person that you're speaking to does not care about what you're going through. And they're honestly trying to use you as a therapist and hearing a little bit of your experience to try and turn it around and get advice from you. It's almost like a transaction, except it's like they're literally just like changing everything. They're like, okay, let's make an exchange. Now let's make the subject or topic at hand about me. And now let's talk about my problems because I really don't care what you're going through. That's essentially what that is. And like, it sounds kind of messed up, but like, people are like that. I've had people in my life like that I stopped being friends with. I had this one friend who every time I would come to them for a problem, they would literally make it about them. Like, they would change the entire topic, and it was done in such a subtle way where I didn't notice the first couple of times, but then I was like, oh, you're like using me as like your little emotional vampire therapist, and not here for it. And then I would always be there for them. If you notice that someone is constantly coming to you for advice and then they're never giving you any, or they're never helping you, or at least it's not genuine, then you should know that that person toxic. Like, girl, your friends shouldn't be your therapists. And that goes for any friends that you have. Like, your friends can help as much as they want and give you concise answers and advice for anything that's stressing you out, but they can't be there like for every single thing that goes wrong in your life. It's not their job, because just like how you have stuff going on in your life, they also have stuff going on. And you have to respect that and know that, so that you yourself are not creating the red flags and not being the toxic person either, okay? I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video and learned a little something about some red flags that I have noticed with friends. I hope that this is really helpful, especially going into a new school year now that we're seeing people after not seeing them for so long. And I really love and appreciate you if you sat through this entire video. And yeah, I hope you have an amazing Sunday, and I don't know, eat a bunch of cupcakes. I don't know why. Just do it. Just do it. Who cares? Bye.